Welcome back. Now today I'm going to show you how to fussy cut your main fabrics, and it comes with two different colorways. So there's a dark colorway and a light colorway. So we'll start with the light colorway, and I'm going to again I want you to put some tape or something on the back of your template. Again, I'm using a smaller template, so this is the 10-inch size St. Louis star. So of course you can always get a smaller star after you do the big one if you want to make a smaller quilt, and if you want to use up some of the fabric holes that you've got, you want to cut in between those holes. So you can see I cut this one with the larger template. So now I'm going to cut it with the smaller template so I can show you how to do it. And what you're going to do after you put your tape or your sticky stuff on the template is you're going to find a design, and you have a set of mirrors, and you can play with the mirrors to kind of get an idea of what the design's going to look like. I've got this set. What I did was I took my template and I put it inside the mirrors, just like that, and then I put a piece of tape across the top of it. So that way it holds the angle so that when I look inside my mirrors, I can see what the design's going to look like. So let's take that out and let's take a look at what this is going to look like. Now, it might be a little dark for you to see in there with the mirrors. I'm not sure. I've got to look to see. You can see. Okay, so when you take your mirrors, you're going to move them around on the center of the line. Remember, this is a symmetrical fabric, so you draw an imaginary line down the center of that design, and that's your center that you're going to use to put your template on and to use your mirror on. So I'm going to put my mirror right on that symmetrical line, that imaginary line, and I'm just going to draw it down just to kind of see the different kinds of designs I can make using that particular colorway. Now I can use another colorway, this one here. The only problem is this one doesn't have the symmetrical line going down the center like this one does. See, it doesn't come up touching it. So I kind of avoided that one. But with a smaller template, I might be able to do it if I just focus on the center of that. But you can see if I put this on there and I draw it through, you can kind of see what the designs look like. So you see how that goes? You just draw it up and down, just like a kaleidoscope, just to kind of see what the different designs are. If I do it this way, maybe there's more light. I can't tell. Okay, so that's what you're going to do with your mirrors. You're kind of limited with the larger template to where you want to put it, so you have enough fabric for all of them. So sometimes I just start at the bottom of a design or something just to get that in this point of your template. This is where everything's going to match, right around here. So that's the point I'm going to focus on. That's where I'm going to focus on when I cut it. So I could lay it down right here and put the tip of my template on this side of the symmetrical line and put my point of the template on that side of the symmetrical line. I could move it up if I wanted to, but I think I like it right there with that right in the middle. Okay, so again, I'm going to straighten it up so that it's right down the middle on both sides, on the bottom and the top. And then I'm going to cut. Now, I like to cut with a smaller rotary cutter. I have these on the website. They're little 18 millimeter. I said in one of my other videos, I called them 28-inch rotary cutters. So that wasn't right. It should have been 28 millimeters. But anyway, this is a little 18 millimeter one I sell on my website. This is another one. This is a little finger one. I don't sell this on my website unless somebody wants one. But you can't replace the blades in this. You just have to replace the cutter. So it's a little finger cutter, but my fingers aren't very long, so I'm going to use it like this. And I'm going to cut around the template. just like this. I'm gonna pull this down a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut around the template. Okay, we talked about be sure you cut all the way around it. Don't leave any gaps. Get a nice clean cut. And I'm not gonna pick my template up until I know all the pieces are, there's nothing catching it. Oh, there's something catching here. Just a thread. Okay, and make sure you trim around it in case you left something. Okay, so now I'm ready. And because I put something sticky on the back, it sticks. Okay, it doesn't come off. So that's what I use to create my template, my pattern for how I want to cut my next repeat. So I get this exact same repeat. So I'm going to find that same repeat, just move my fabric over, just like this. Okay, and I'm going to lay it down on the fabric so that it disappears into the repeat. So from there, if you can see, all my little lines match. Matches up here. All these lines all the way around match. So when I see that they all match, I want to look at them above. So when I see that they all match and it looks like it just kind of disappears into the fabric, I'm going to go ahead and cut my second repeat. So you're going to cut 4 of your light and 4 of your dark. So I'm going to start with 4 of my light. Now this is not, I mean, you don't have to do it this way. This is the way the pattern is done, but I mean, you can be as creative as you want to be. So there's my second repeat. I'm going to put this one here, do the same thing, put it down so that it disappears into the fabric. Some things are easier to find than others. I want to make sure it disappears all the way around. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut my next one. Of course, yours is going to be bigger, so there's number 2, there's number 3, I mean. And move it around and get my 4th repeat. Put it on my fabric till it disappears. Okay, you want to move it around, keep it moving it until it looks just like the bottom is just like the top. And it matches perfectly. And now I'm going to cut out my last repeat. Okay, so now I've got 4 repeats. I'm not going to take this one off yet because I need to cut my dark. So you can see that if I line these up together, they're going to match. See? Match perfectly. Okay, so now I'm going to do the dark. Just want to find a place where I can cut. There we go. Okay, so that's what my design looked like. It's this one right here. So I'm going to take my template. I'm going to put it on top in the same place so that it disappears into the pattern. Now it's going to be a little harder because remember we're looking at different colors, but you can still kind of get the idea of where to put it. See, like this needs to match that. This needs to match over here. And the center needs to match right there. Okay? So you can do that, or if you want, you can cut 4 completely different ones on your dark fabric. It just kind of, you can be as creative as you want to be. I like to cut the same one just because the way it looks when I put it together, but if you don't want to worry about matching anything, then cut a whole different one with the dark one, or with the light one. Cut 2 different ones. It's just up to you how you want to do it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one. If I can find my little rotary cutter. That disappeared here. Oh, it's on the floor. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. You've got plenty of fabric to play with, so I encourage you just to kind of experiment with different designs. If you want to try doing 2 different fabrics, 2 different places this second time with the second fabric, do that. There's no, I'm not the quilt police. I'm not going to tell you what your quilt has to look like. Okay, so I'm going to put this so that it matches. Get it. Move it around till I think it's matched all the way around. Looks pretty good. Okay, so I have these 2. Now let me see how they match with my lights. Where did I put my lights? Okay, so let's see how they match. Oh, looks good. See? They're going to match real good. Now, if they're not perfect, I'm not going to worry about it, but they look pretty good to me. Okay, so I'm going to cut 2 more of the dark. Now, if I wanted to pick this one instead and put those together, I'll do that to show you what that would look like if I did something different. So let me finish cutting that last 2, and then I'm going to show you if you wanted to do something different and cut 2 different designs for each, that's fine too. The thing with playing with mirrors and fussy cutting is you can be as creative as you want to be. There's no hard, fast rules that it has to be this way or that way. It's just however you want it to be. And each quilt, no 2 quilts are alike. So that's the fun part, is when I teach a class on fussy cutting, even if everybody has the same fabric, everybody's quilt comes out different. So that's the fun thing. You can make it look, wherever you decide to cut, you can make yours look completely different than somebody else's. So this is my last one. Make sure I got everything matching here. Okay, now I can take off my main fabric that I had, and I could lay it out. You can lay the dark one on top or the light one on top, however you want to do it. I think in one I laid the dark on top, and in one I laid the light on top. Well, I mean on 2, so I did every other one, just to give it a little variety. Okay. Okay, so here you can see, kind of create, you can see that little circle kind of goes around. Now if I want it, since I have the dark here, let's play a little bit and pick a different design. So let's take this one and line it up where I want it. Maybe I'm just going to line it up right in the middle here. The reason I like this smaller rotary cutter is if I want to cut it, it won't cut into an area that I might want to save for something else. So let me line this one up. And cut 4 of these. Now if you wanted to cut 8 repeats from one fabric, or 4 and 4, or however you want to do it, there, like I said, there's no hard fast rules. Just let your creative juices flow and just play. I just like taking my mirrors out and looking at all the different possibilities and then just playing with the fabrics. I could play with these fabrics all day long. Okay, one more. So when I'm get done, I could make a little miniature. I can make a little 10-inch block instead of a. I think I'm going the wrong way. I can make a little 10-inch block instead of a 17-inch block. So my quilt's going to be smaller. So you can make whatever size quilt you want. But you still, you still only have 4 blocks, so you just end up with a smaller quilt. And if I wanted to make it bigger, of course, I would add more blocks. Okay, so there's my second one. So let's see what that looks like if I wanted to mix it with this one. Okay, let's put that one at the top this time. And then put this as every other one. And so that one looks just a little different. So like I said, just kind of play with the fabrics, and then you're just going to piece the block just like I showed you with the other, with the beginning instructions. There's no special instructions for piecing it now that you're fussy cutting it. Same instructions. If you have to match something, I'd add more pins to matching some of the points if you're doing the same thing all the way around. But if you're not, like these, I don't have to match anything. So all I have to do is put it together, but each one creates a whole different design. So be creative, do what you want, have fun, and if you have any questions, just let me know. And again, if you want to purchase any of the other sizes, these templates come in an 8, 8.5, 10, and 12-inch block besides the 17-inch. Okay? Have fun. See you on the flip side. just going to redo showing you the mirror section because I realized that you didn't see what it looked like in the mirror. So I set my angles with my angle on my mirrors with a template by putting the small side inside it, and I put that piece of tape on it, and now I can move it up and down my design just like this, staying on that symmetrical, on the center part of that symmetrical line, and you can see the designs that you can create depending on where you put your template. So I can put my template in all different places and create all different kinds of looks. So I hope this helps. This is just a little supplemental from the previous video. So if you have any questions, be sure to let me know. If you didn't see what it looks like or you had problems seeing that mirror, how the mirrors work, just let me know. Okay? Have fun. Bye.